there folks, and welcome to another YouTube video on the Uilleann pipes here. My name's Jason Rouse. You're very welcome to my YouTube channel as well. I normally talk about all different sort of aspects of the Irish Uilleann pipes, or suppose Ireland's native bagpipe. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different, and the reason is for the past month or so I've had my arm in a sling and had a bit of a unfortunate injury, and I haven't actually been able to play the pipes, so I've had my hand forced to, excuse the pun, for this kind of a video instead. Yeah, actually, to be honest, this is one of the videos that I was planning to do anyway, because it's kind of interesting and it sort of ties in with another little project that I've been working on, which I'll tell you a little bit more about later. So yeah, this is an interesting one today. It's not specifically around Uilleann pipes as an instrument, but it's more to look at how people emulate the Uilleann pipes using digital means. So they're going to be a little bit of a different vibe from the usual videos that I do. Today we're going to be having a little look at how companies out there emulate the sound of the Uilleann pipes for people who maybe don't have access to their instrument and want to include it in their compositions or their music or whatever. I'm talking about Uilleann pipe VSTs that people make, and then you can import them into your digital audio workstation and make your own songs or whatever using the Uilleann pipe sounds. So yeah, this is like a new thing for me. Leave a message in the comments if you enjoyed the video, if it got anything out of it. You know, hopefully I'll be back to doing the usual sort of Uilleann pipes videos, but this one I thought would be a nice sort of deviation to go through, something to take a wee look at and see how it works and see how it holds up, you know, what can we do with it, that sort of thing. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's been like following the channel recently. I've had a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new likes, a lot of people leaving me lovely comments and that sort of thing, or messaging me and just saying, you know, questions about this, questions about that, and I'm really happy to help everyone out. It's great, and it's absolutely fantastic to see the channel growing like this. And yeah, and if you're new to the channel or new to this video or whatever, you know, hit the like button, hit subscribe, so you can be part of the whole process as well. So yeah, it's something that's been on my mind to do for a little while now, and it's kind of a good time to do it as well, because Spitfire Audio have just released like a new free Uilleann pipes VST patch. So they've got like some new recordings of somebody playing all the different notes on the Uilleann pipes, and then you can just put them together into your own soundtrack. And that one is free. Don't have to pay for it, which is always good. So yeah, you can try it out, see how it goes. So yeah, that's the one we're going to have a look at today. But there's loads out there. There's been all different types of sort of Uilleann pipes, pre-recorded instruments out there for a long time now. But yeah, we'll have a look at the little, you know, cheap and easy Spitfire one and see how good it is. I'm going to be comparing it with the actual sound of like a real set of Uilleann pipes, and even though I can't play at them, and I have a little trick to show you how I'm going to try and emulate that in a little bit. So yeah, stay tuned, and you know, we'll see how this all pans out. It might not work. I haven't done it before, so yeah, we'll give it a go. So the new territory for me in this kind of video. Yeah, all right, let's get stuck in, and what I'll do is I'll have my laptop open and I'll have the screen recording thing going on so people can see what the crack is with that and see what I'm doing and trying out all the different bits and pieces for that. So yeah, grand, let's get stuck in. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to be using Logic for this, Logic Pro 10. Basically the digital audio workstation that I'm most familiar with. It's one that I use all the time for my own recordings, and it's really handy, quick and easy. Nice one to use for this sort of thing. But again, you can do whatever you want, really, whatever's fine. Setting it up is really easy as well. You just go onto the Spitfire website, you make an account with them, and then you download their Spitfire Labs app, and then from within there you can download the Uilleann pipes plugins. It's all free, nice and easy, no sort of messing. It's about $1 gig, the whole thing, you know, all the sound effects to download, so not massive really in the grand scheme of things, so should be alright. So yeah, I've got a brand new sort of blank project here set up in Logic. I don't have a MIDI keyboard at the minute. I had one years ago and I ended up selling it. I'm actually not really good at playing keys, which you'll probably see, so I'm just going to be using the musical typing feature for this, just to show you how it sounds. And yeah, let's get stuck in, let's have a wee go. Okay, so this is the first part. Actually, I should probably open up the actual Labs plugin itself and show you. So that was the Uilleann Pipes Air sound effects. So they've kind of included quite a few little bits and pieces in here, which is really, really nice. Okay, let's not mess around with that. Let's go straight in, and I'll tell you what, I'll show you this first so you can have a look and see everything that's in here. So they've given us all different types of, I suppose, plugins within plugins for this here, different instruments essentially. So I'm on this one at the bottom. I don't know why that one's the default. It's kind of weird, but yeah, air. Uilleann pipes air. I mean, it's nice to have those sort of sounds, a bit of like bellows squeaking and, you know, air running through, you know, a reed or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so we've got a few things in here. We've got the Chanter, Ornaments, Piper's Ascension. Woo! We've got Cellular, Crans with 2 N's, Tides, drone, singular, and then regulators, and then air. And just to kick things off, I'm going to go for the Chanter. That kind of makes more sense. Nice bottom D on that. That's great. I love it. And yeah, you may have noticed there, it's actually multi-voiced, so you can essentially have like a few chanters playing at the same time. Let's give that a go, actually. This could be fun. Spooky. Yeah, so you could have your very own Leo Rosum piping quartet here, if you wanted to, just on the keys. We all know that's not really how pipes are played. They're normally just played the chanter, you know, as like an individual sort of solo instrument. So that F natural is so spooky. Okay, it sounds cool. It's actually a lot of fun. And we've got a few things here to play around with on the left-hand side. So the first one, this little sort of, I mean, the symbol is kind of like a, I don't know, like an aircon symbol or something like that. I don't know. They all look kind of like that. This one's expression, or they say it's expression. It's kind of just a volume pedal, really, isn't it? You know. And then the other one we've got is what do they call this one? Oh yeah, dynamics. So dynamics isn't really something you have on the Uilleann pipes. You have a note or you don't have a note. So what they've done is to try and emulate something that you might get with, like, you know, like a violin bowing it gently or whatever. They've applied some like filters over some of the sort of the tones or whatever to give you that something a little bit like that. I don't know. It's not something I would probably use. And then over here we have we call this one distance, so I guess it's like how far away from the microphone that the instrument is. If you click on it, it gives you some more options here: distance, drone, and reverb. So you may have noticed that when you're playing the notes, it has the drones going the whole time through there. So let's knock that on the head. So I've got drones up on full here. There we go. So just the chanter by itself. When you don't have the drones in it, it's starting to sound really artificial, like an old MIDI keyboard with like a accordion setting or something like that, isn't it? And then the last one we've got in here is reverb, which is let's turn that off. Let's go dry. Still got a little reverb there. Have I got these turned on? Let's try that again. There we go. So that's kind of like the pure sort of, you know, sound on the Uilleann pipe chanter. And it's very straightforward. How far up does it go? Let's go up an octave. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, as far as it goes. Yeah, so the upper octave's quite nice too. There's something that I've noticed there that's like very typical of the Uilleann pipes. It's like they've asked the person who's recording it to play, like, can you just play like a single like high A or a single high B, and hitting those notes like normally is actually a really tricky thing to like knock in like straight off the bat. So normally what you have is you'll have a piper will it'll do like a little leading note to get into those, like the upper octave A or the upper octave B. So you can hear there's a little G just in before that A, and then the B. Hang on a minute. That's the B. Pretty neat so far. Let's mess around. Let's see what the other stuff we've got in here. So if we go on to the next one, Uilleann pipe ornaments. So these are just like little grace notes. Let me do the same as before. I'll turn the drones off. Let's get rid of all that. I knew a piper one time who played like that, and it was yeah, like a grace note on every single note. The way that this is set up, and I can see why they've done it like that, because it's kind of a difficult instrument to try and mimic, especially the way that all the different pipers play. Basically, they've got all the grace notes on like a single like line of instrument. So every time you play it on this here one, it comes out specifically as the ornaments, and you'll find it's the same for a few of them. So if I go ahead to the next one, this is the Uilleann pipes Ascension. Yeah. Kind of a Davy Spillane kind of. I guess what they mean by Ascension is like those sort of like slides when you go into the note. What's really missing here is the vibrato, and it's kind of annoying they haven't actually got like a vibrato feature in here just for like, you know, like like shaking the notes or whatever. Instead, like the modulation controls the dynamics thing, so it's not quite the same. Oh, what did they do for the bottom D? That is a note that doesn't exist in the pipes. All right, Ascension, not too bad. To be honest, I'm pretty sure that like the target market for something like this isn't somebody who's going to be playing jigs and reels on it. It's going to be somebody looking for like Uilleann pipes, orchestral sort of, you know, yeah, Braveheart kind of vibes, isn't it? You know, let's be honest. Ooh, spooky. Nice to be able to change like the length of the sort of slides, and they all seem to be a bit more regulated. And yeah, like the bottom D, I would like to see that as like a slide down, like that seems more like what you would do if you were into that sort of playing, you know, doing that sort of thing. Let's carry on with the crayons next. No, Cellular. Ooh, Let's try Cellular. That feels like just more cuts. Is that right? Ah, there's the hard D. Yeah. Okay, so these are like more cuts, I guess, different types of cuts. Let's compare it with the other one again. Ornaments. Bring this one down again. Hang on. Oh, that's the difference. That's the difference. Okay, so this is not just cuts. That's what I thought it was originally. It's like cuts with like little bits of nya thrown in there for good measure. Okay, not massively fussed on that. It's not. Doesn't sound like piping, really, does it? All right, we got crayons. Time to break out the big boys. I'm gonna do the same with this one. Let's bring the drones off. This is really annoying. All right, D crayon. Are we all ready? Not a bad crayon, actually. Pretty good crayon. Yeah, well impressed with that. Yeah. Yeah, nice crayon. It'd be nice to have the option for like a few different types of crayons, because if you're into Uilleann pipes, you know the crayon is a particularly it's something that's very specific to however you play, you know. Everyone does crayons a wee bit differently, so that's not a bad one, to be honest. Yeah. E crayon. E crayon. Can you crayon something like a back D or a B or something like that, or a C crayon? Let's see what they come up with. Okay, so they've got like a normal like sort of roll on like the C, and then the back D is like a flicked back D. That sort of Highland technique that you see a lot of people playing these days. It's not something I advocate at all, so don't be doing it. Just because it's in here, just because you'll hear it on Braveheart. Those are maybe a little too harsh for my ears. I'm not too sure. I probably wouldn't have cut them with the same sort of notes, but it's pretty serviceable. And then we've got tides. Let's try this one again. I'll turn the drones off again. Go away, drones. All right, so this is like sliding into, you know, what to do for the bottom D again? Not as pronounced there. I wonder if that one is done digitally as well. We'll see. Yeah, it's kind of like sliding the pitch down a wee bit and then back in for the notes. Again, not something you would ever really do, but something that you would probably see more on like a soundtrack type thing. Let's try the drones. Ah, so you can play drone. You can play the drone with different notes. Let's try like an octave. Not bad. And yeah, I kind of wish they had the drones like not on every single instrument, but it's nice to have the option. Regulators. A good strong regulator, that one. Nice G. an E-reg if you want it. So they must have just taken one of the other regs and just switched the pitch around or whatever. Some special computer technology pitch bending nonsense. Handy though. Now there's a regular note you didn't think you had, or you didn't think you wanted until now. I mean, I'm all for getting whatever extra regulators, you know, that you fancy, entirely up to you, but yeah. And unlike regulators, you can play all the notes individually. Actually, no, the tailors that did make a set like that, where every single regulator, every single note had its own reading, you can play them all like a keyboard, really, like this. Alright, all together, pretty neat. Alright, here comes the second part of the puzzle here. How does it compare with an actual Uilleann pipe sound? We'll have to see. So yeah, like I said, I can't really play at the minute. It's probably going to be another few weeks before I strap the pipes back on me, and I kind of wanted just to get the video done. But I have got an outtake from the last video I did when I was looking at the Leo Rosum set, and I'm going to extract the audio from that video, again just using Logic, and then convert the audio into MIDI and then run that through and see how it sounds with the new Spitfire audio Uilleann pipes. So a little bit about the outtake first. This is a recording I did of the Coolin. It's a big Leo Rosum tune, and I suppose it's a big piping tune, still is. You know, probably because of Leo did a fantastic recording of it, and yeah, just one of the greats, you know, one of the great airs. And people who know me, I'm not fond of the big airs with all the, you know, the vibrato and things like that. I like this more succinct, like little, you know, one part airs. So, but this is a nice tune, and it was a nice one to play, you know, when I had those pipes going. It's the first part of the tune. I put the drones on for the second part, which will probably screw up the MIDI note tracking. So I'm just going to use like the little section of the first part just so you have an idea. I'll just play it for you first here. So yeah, a little outtake for you, and then we'll dissect it. Okay, so a few things I'm expecting with this. I think, well, for one, I can see why I didn't include this one, because I'm actually kind of struggling a little bit with the pressure. It's such like a light playing reed, and you can hear a few little things that aren't, you know, it's not a 100% great recording, but you know, it's still nice, and I'll use it here. Just throw it out. Yeah, everyone makes mistakes, you know, especially when you're recording something, you know. Anyway, a few things that I'm expecting to go a bit askew on. The upper octave B on this was a bit sharp, I think, or it sounded a bit sharp, felt a bit sharp, probably was sharp, and I think that might give the note, the MIDI tracking note on that, a little bit of a headache. The back D was breaking, so I was putting a bit too much pressure on for the D and on the back D, and it was giving it a little bit of a flutter on there. So I think I'll probably have a bit of a problem with that. And also I've been like lifting the chanter off the knee for a few of the notes, so you get a little bit of pitch wobble when you do that. It makes the note a little bit flatter. So I'm expecting a little bit of problems with that as well. Maybe I can use some of the effects and with that and see if it makes a big difference or not. Give it a go. So while it's doing the sort of flex analyzing for the MIDI notes, I just wanted to say this is actually, well, actually, for those of you who don't know, I've had a new album come out recently, last week actually, and it was an album of pure like MIDI versions of sort of traditional tunes and my sort of own compositions. It was a bit of a soundtrack for like an old 90s video game, so if anyone's interested in weirdo recordings of soundtracks from 90s DOS games, that sort of thing, it might be up your street. But this is the same technique that I used for that. So if anyone's interested in how I did it, it's like you go in, I recorded the instruments live as like an audio track, and then I went through and used the flex pitch information. So normally the sort of thing you would use for like, you know, auto tune, like if you're singing and you're singing really poorly, you can bring all your singing notes into tune with the key, the pitch of the song. But what you can also do with that information is you can have it identify where the notes are, and then you can then grab the note information and turn it into like a MIDI track. So that's what I'm doing here. There we go. So if I just play this solo, let's have a hear. Let's have a listen and see what it's like. Okay, a little bit weird. It all has come out very, very soft, and I'll see if that makes a difference when I just drag it down into the Uilleann Pipes track, and then with this I will disappear that and have a look in the labs, and I'll change this back to the Chanter and do what I did before, turn the drones off and turn the reverb off. Let's have a listen. Alright, that wasn't too bad actually. It probably needs a wee bit of cleaning up. You can, like, the pitch correction stuff is never going to be like 100% like perfect. Like it's picked up an extra note in there, so I can just like maybe get rid of that one and ba 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 ba. Yeah, not too bad. Kind of the wrong note there. I quite like that octave drop. Did I do that in the original? Let's try that. Oh, I did that in the original. I like that actually. That's a little trick for you then. If you want to get like an authentic Uilleann Pipes sound, you could, when you're programming in your little dots, your little notation, throw in a dropped octave every once in a while. Sounds actually more authentic that way. Yeah, just as I thought, it's like picked up the high B and it's basically figured like, is it a B, is it a C? I'm going to push it up to C. So let's bring these down. So earlier, one of the modes was called Ascension, Piper's Ascension, where you've got like a little slide from one note into the other, and I did something kind of like that here, like a little E flat into an E. But it actually sounds nice that it's picked it up just as like the individual notes. Yeah, not sure what that was. I'm going to play around this. Let's hear it with the drums. Alright, so maybe I'll spend a wee bit of time just tidying it up and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so I've had a little play around, entertaining myself here. I've added in the drones, I've added in the regs, I've added in a few little tweaks, just quick, didn't spend a whole lot of time in this. I could probably spend a wee bit more if I wanted it to be a bit more organic, but should give you a bit of an idea. Let's have a wee listen. So yeah, there you have it. Like I said earlier, probably not the kind of thing that you want to use for just like your standard dance music on the Uilleann pipes, but really more aimed at people who want that sort of sweeping, thick, drenched reverb, chorusy, kind of sickly, sweet film score type stuff with a bit of Uilleann pipes in the background. It's really not for me personally, and but I can see where a lot of people are going to get some fun out of using this. And yeah, if anyone wants to do any sort of film music or any that sort of saccharine reverb drenched Uilleann pipes, give us a ring. I'm always available to do stuff like that. So yeah, that's it. There you have it. The Spitfire Audio Uilleann pipes VST plugin, playing around with making it sound like a set of Uilleann pipes, and I'm just typing it in on the keyboards. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks again for watching if you made it this far. If you enjoyed the video, stick a like, stick a comment in, let me know what you think. Are Uilleann pipes going to be a thing of the past? People going to be using this now instead for the future? We'll have to see. Wait and see. Watch this space. Alright, I'll see you all again next time, and I'll hopefully have like a more normal, usual video when I'm playing a bit of pipes, doing a bit of piping next time. I can't wait, to be honest. It's going to be great. Alright, see you again. Goodbye.